Ratatouille is great, the dish and the movie. But if you go in to make Ratatouille and you don't get something that looks like this, then it's not your fault. Because technically, this isn't Ratatouille. It's Confit Byaldi. And there are 4 things you could do wrong that'll result in a dish that's not like the one you fell in love with in the movie, a recipe designed by Thomas Keller. Mistake number 1, you're making the wrong dish. See, traditionally Ratatouille is a French Provençal dish and it's a stew. It's not this beautiful arrangement of veggies baked over this awesome sauce. The veggies are cooked down together in olive oil into a soft and rustic jumble of veggies. And that's still a great dish. When the eggplants, zucchinis, tomatoes, and peppers cook down, it's gonna be amazing regardless, but it's not what our favorite rat from Ratatouille, Remy, made in the movie. See, in my context, I'm Remy and my missus is Linguini, and the dish is actually Confit Byaldi. Veggie rounds that are sliced paper thin. A mandolin works great to help you out here, which is then arranged in a spiral over this rich tomatoey and peppery sauce, and then baked and slow cooked gently until everything melds together. See, this dish is closer to a French Sian than an actual French Provençal ratatouille. Mistake number 2, you're skipping the sauce. There may be some recipes out there that just don't have the sauce at all, and some that just use crushed tomatoes. But the sauce is an important part to bring this dish the finesse and the flavors that you're looking for. See, this sauce is called a piperade, and it's slow cooked with onions, peppers, and tomatoes until it's thick and almost jammy. And that's gonna be the layer between the direct heat source from the pan and the veggies, and as the dish bakes in the oven, these veggie rounds slowly absorb the aromatics from the sauce from the bottom. Without it, the veggies will just don't worry because they are going to release its own water, and you'll end up with a dish that's just watery steamed veggies. And here's how I made my sauce. I use San Marzano type tomatoes. They're sweeter, they're more flavorful. I got a can and I pulsed it. The texture here is very important. And then I heated a pan, add some olive oil, my yellow onions. We're slowly cooking everything until they have softened. We don't want any browning, we don't want any caramelization. Everything needs to be delicate. So once these onions have softened, then we can add in some garlic, some chili flakes. I need that heat. Cook that for about 30 seconds and then add in the peppers. Now this may seem like a lot of peppers, but that's what's gonna help with the final texture of this piperade. Some salt helps to break these veggies down so they soften a bit quicker. And once all these veggies have softened, now we can add in the tomatoes. Throw in the fresh thyme, rosemary, bay leaf, some salt. We'll adjust it later, and then simmer on low heat. You want to wait until the sauce is glossy and has reduced slightly. And you can do this step ahead of time. And once the sauce is done, just remember to throw away the sprigs of the fresh herbs and remove the bay leaf. I'll actually drop a full video and a recipe page for the piperade. Check it out because it's actually very versatile, not just used for a Confit Byaldi. Mistake number 3, your veggies are the wrong shape. The spiral arrangement and the visual play that this dish has on your eyes and the effect that it has when you eat it is from this weird symmetry that the spirals bring. So if you have a normal large Italian eggplant and then a normal zucchini, you're not going to be able to make the shape. So get the veggies that are almost the same diameter so you can get these perfect spirals. So for the eggplant, go for the Japanese eggplant. And then when it comes to tomatoes, for example, go for the Romas and not the beefsteak tomatoes that we usually use for burgers. And it doesn't have to be exactly perfect either. My eggplant rounds generally were a bit smaller than all the other veggies. And now let's come to the slicing, because if the veggies are inconsistently sliced, it's gonna have a huge impact on the visual appearance of the dish, but also when you taste it, and it's gonna affect the cooking consistency. Things may be too cooked if they're too thin, things may be not cooked enough if you cut them too thick. So consistency is very important, and you can use a knife technically. Like you can see me trying to cut this with a knife, and it's impossible. You have to be slower, you have to be more precise, and it's gonna take way longer for you to get all these veggies sliced up if you're making a normal portion like I was. What really speeds up this slicing process if you just use a tool like a mandolin. Just see how quickly I can slice these veggies. Of course, you have to be very careful as you operate the mandolin. I find it's helpful to just use my hand as I slice the veggies until it's short enough that I have to then use the finger guard to finish slicing the rest, and go for whatever veggies you can find fresh at your store. Usually you would use a yellow zucchini or a yellow squash, but that's not in season where I am right now. So I'm using a regular green zucchini, a gray zucchini, which is like, I don't know why it's called gray. It's like a lighter green, some purple coming from the Japanese eggplant, and then the Roma tomatoes. Make sure you slice the veggies separately and have a pattern as we start arranging them. So let's talk about that. You want to alternate each color as you start from the outside in. So you can see my pan here has the piperade sauce, and you can use the sauce to kind of like start the first couple of slices. So they're at like an offset, kind of like this. The sauce is chunky enough to support the veggies. You have lots of veggies. I had a number of slices just left over. I can make a second batch at some point in the future. So don't be afraid to layer each slice really close to each other. Trust me, you won't run out of veggies when you're making this on a regular 10 or 12-inch cast iron skillet. The order that I followed was gray zucchini, green zucchini, eggplant, and tomato. And then you just repeat until you get to the center, overlapping each by about 2/3 and slightly angled towards the center. Don't rush the spot. Take your time. Think of it like the main plot of a movie. You can't rush it or the climax won't hit as hard. And two more things before it hits the oven. One is a nice fresh herb oil that you can put on top. I will recommend you always do that. It'll help flavor and scent these veggies and help with cooking them evenly and preventing them from browning. You can check out how to make the herb oil down below, and I'll drop a full recipe as well. As you brush that oil, make sure you get into any gaps and you really evenly distribute that oil. Also, season it with salt and pepper. The second thing though, before the dish hits the oven, is a mistake that can ruin all your progress. And mistake number 4 is you're cooking it wrong. What you don't want to do is put this in an oven and cook it too hot. See, Confit Byaldi is not a roast, it's a slow cook. As I said earlier, we're not trying to brown or caramelize anything, we're trying to slow cook it and soften everything. And we're trying to allow those veggies to absorb all that beautiful flavor we put into that piperade sauce. And that requires low heat and time. So 275 degrees Fahrenheit, and you cook it for about 2 hours. And before it goes in the oven, you want to cover it to prevent the browning. So you can either cover it and wrap it tightly with foil, or you can cut a piece of parchment paper into a diameter that fits the size of your pan or your casserole dish, and then just place that on top. This helps to trap the steam, and it stops the tops from drying out during this long and slow cook. This step is what's going to help prevent the veggies from going leathery as it bakes. Now, as it bakes, it's a good time for me to tell you that this dish is part of the hashtag Cooking French collaboration. So check out that tag, because there's a bunch of other YouTube cooks also making these French dishes. And after about 2 hours, you want to take this out and just let the dish sit for 15 minutes. Only after that do we do the reveal. Just look at the color change. The greens are deeper, the tomatoes look jammy, and the eggplant looks completely silky. The aroma is unreal. I wonder if this is what Remy's kitchen smelled like. And that piperade down there actually has absorbed a lot of the veggies, and it has transformed and doesn't taste like what it was before the bake. It's much better. And this is what all 4 of those things were building towards. The plating of this is kind of fun. You have to be careful, but it's not that complicated either. See, I had some piperade sauce on the side. I didn't use all of it, but you can also use the sauce from the bottom of the dish. But essentially, the layers are already there. You just have to carefully pick them up and plate it in a circular fashion, and the layers will help you to get that height. And once you have that, you can use the sauce to create a spiral or a circle around the plate, and then top it off with a green onion slant. This is the dish that Thomas Keller created for Pixar, and it's actually way simpler once you know what goes in it. In case you like this video, I have a playlist with all of my French recipes, so check it out and I'll see you in the next one.